Hello, it's your boy Davidoff, and welcome back to Movie Monday. So I think it's 4 days in a row now of uploads. That is unusual for this time on the second channel. Obviously, in the main channel, I upload daily, and on this one, I thought, once or twice a week. But this week we've outdone ourselves somehow, even though I've worked every day this week. Literally, this has been my busiest week since I started work, and somehow I've made the most videos over 3 channels. Make it make sense. I haven't streamed on Twitch. Yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason. I can't balance everything. Yeah. Anyway, that's not what this is about. So I watched Capone, starring Tom Hardy. When this trailer first came out, I was just like, why? Why are they doing this? I wouldn't mind seeing a movie about Al Capone, but I was just like, now Tom Hardy's okay. I didn't even know it was coming out. I do love Tom Hardy, the favorite actor, definitely. But him as Capone, I wasn't too sure about it. Then again, I didn't know too much about what the movie is going to be about anyway. And when I started watching it, I was just like, oh, it's about Al Capone's last year. His last year of his life. So he obviously went to prison, and then he was no longer deemed a threat eventually, so they released him from prison. And he was basically put into a home with his family, and the government would supervise, basically the FBI, whatever. They'd be outside. He'd be under their supervision, but obviously he'd get to live free. And this movie is about the last year of his life. So he had neurosyphilis, I think that's what it's called. It's a very bad mental disease, amongst other things. And this was about the last year of his life. And it's, rather than a gangster movie, it's more about a guy who has a sickness and is living out the last year of his life. A guy who's already fallen off. It's just the fact that he's Al Capone. Like this could have been about anyone, to be fair. I mean, it is obviously Capone. I'm so used to seeing Stephen Graham as Al Capone, so that might be why Tom Hardy threw me off a little bit from the trailer. But yeah, I kind of wish it was Stephen Graham who played him instead. That would have been cool. But still, this was an interesting Capone story to tell. I didn't know too much about his last years. I knew more about his sentencing and obviously him as a gangster. And he's been, obviously Stephen Graham played him. Stephen Graham played him in Boardwalk Empire, and Al Capone has been played by different actors. So this movie at times gets a little bit confusing because he's hallucinating about things. He's seeing certain things that his wife and other people are not seeing. So his wife is there. His wife is someone who's a nice woman, and he's a nasty man, but she stands by him, and she sticks by him no matter what. So she's very loyal. But his wife looks after him quite a lot, and you get to see how it stresses her out. But the point, what I was going to say earlier was, he's been, well, parts of the movie he's been hallucinating about certain things. He's seen people that are not there. He's dreaming about certain things, and at times I'm just like, wait a second, is this happening or is he dreaming again? Like it did confuse me sometimes, because there was something crazy happened like 20 minutes from the end, some crazy thing involving a gun. First of all, I'm just like, is this happening? And then I saw, I'm not gonna spoil it, but then I saw an animal or something, and then I'm like, okay, is he dreaming? Because up to that point I thought, this is happening, isn't it? Obviously you can just look it up, because it's based on a real guy. You can just you can just do your research, but still, there was a mad scene towards the end, and I'm just like, is this happening or not? I was so confused. Not necessarily a bad thing, but yeah, it does make you think sometimes. But yeah, it's I do like movies where it's part of it's not real and part of it is real, and you got to like kind of guess what is and what isn't, even though they kind of explain most of it anyway. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I like what they did with it. I don't think it's great. I don't think Tom Hardy needs to play Al Capone. I don't think he was insanely good. I don't think he was amazing, but he did a good job. I think it was fine. But I wasn't like that I wasn't that, what's the word? I wasn't that impressed by it. I wasn't that impressed by it. I liked it to an extent, but I certainly don't love it. And I really love Tom Hardy. I love Tom Hardy movies, and I've seen him play gangsters before, like the Cray twins. He played the Cray twins in Legend. That's what the movie's called. The movie's called Legend. He played gangsters. He played two gangsters at the same time. And even though he was playing the same, he was playing the two twins, it felt like it was two different characters. Like, this guy can play two different gangsters at the same time, no problem. But Al Capone, I don't think he was like as good as he was as the Cray twins. That's a really weird comparison, though. Very weird comparison. But yeah, he wasn't as good as he can be, if that makes sense. He's certainly versatile. He can play a lot of different roles. He's already proven that he can be great as multiple different characters. But this one didn't really do much for me. But yeah, as a rating, I'm not going to rate it actually. I don't know what to rate it. It's about a guy that's dying for a year. It's depressing. And I know it's a gangster, a notorious gangster, right? But it's at the end of the day, it might be about Al Capone, but it is about a man who is dying. This movie is about a man who, literally, the first scene of the first thing you see in the movie is writing about his prison sentence, how he's released, and the bottom line says, this is the last year of his life. You literally, right from the start, the movie tells you that this is going to be depressing. Okay, but yeah, I didn't expect this to be like some crazy gangster movie, obviously. Like, I knew this was going to be an older version of Capone. I just didn't realize it was going to be about him dying, essentially. But yeah, it's pretty depressing, but it's about someone who is rather notorious and someone a bit mad. I heard there's going to be Capone in Peaky Blinders. If they do that, then I'm looking forward to that a lot. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and see ya.